Tonight, the brave Diddy insiders finally able to tell all.
Well, the things that I experienced with him were monster-like. That stuff almost destroyed my life.
As Diddy's case gained momentum, it stopped being just about him. Explosive testimony unleashed hidden tapes. And then came the leaks. Court documents started pouring out, revealing secrets far bigger than one man. Now, prosecutors are circling. They're preparing to pull in major players, not just associates, but people who were deep in the shadows of Diddy's world. And the whispers? They're turning into roars. Two names echo the loudest in federal circles, Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Not just connected, but possibly entangled in something far darker than anyone expected.
I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Ford?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock
So
us.
Aaliyah's S name won't stay. Buried, and there's a reason it keeps resurfacing. Every time the case cracks open further, her name slips through the cracks again. Not by accident, but because the truth tied to her may be bigger than anyone dared to admit.
What's the problem with Rock Nation and Jay-Z now? Or what's
They're murders and inadequate setup kings. I ain't simple like his wife, and neither was Aaliyah. I guess that's why he had her kids.
Ugh.
You killed that young woman. Who the fuck else would have known better how to have someone posing as Dame Dash's personal assistant call Aaliyah so strategically and tell her she needed to rush to the hospital in Miami because Dame was on his deathbed. Dame wasn't nowhere near Miami, and he ain't had no assistant call Aaliyah. Who the fuck else would have known that other than his closest ally, his best fucking friend, the nigga that was fucking her before him? Prove me wrong, sue me or kill me. These motherfuckers been killing people for years. Not long after that, Diddy and Jay-Z been running around acting like they fucking run LA.
Aaliyah was just 22, gone in an instant after a music video shoot in the Bahamas. The world mourned, and then moved on. But the questions, they never stopped. Why did that plane crash just moments after takeoff? Was she drugged before she boarded? Was something darker being hidden? Whispers turned into rumors. And now those rumors carry weight, because when it comes to Aaliyah, the silence has always felt too calculated. And as they say, it's all just noise until someone drops the receipts.
Aaliyah was sitting in a taxi as her team and the flight crew argued nearby about whether or not to take off, and she complained of having a headache. Now, reportedly, a baggage handler nearby said that someone from her entourage gave her a pill. She took the pill, and that right after, she fell into a very deep sleep. So deep, in fact, that she was carried onto the airplane still asleep and may not have even been aware that she was on the airplane. Now, we should say we don't know what that pill was. It could have been aspirin. Maybe she was just very tired from a long video shoot. And the baggage handler did say that she took it willingly, but it does reveal some new information about those final moments.
After the crash, investigators determined the small plane was carrying about 700 pounds over its limit, and this is important, the center of gravity was too far back in the aircraft.
The pilot did not want to make this trip, and he reportedly argued with Aaliyah's team because he thought that it was unsafe. So he did make those calculations, and he did decide that it was unsafe. However, after protracted negotiation, they went through with that flight. Now, we did also learn some new things about this pilot. According to autopsy results, he had both alcohol and cocaine in his system.
The pilot
did.
Oh.
He was not the authorized pilot for that.
Then came Jaguar Wright, confirming it all and taking it even further. She didn't just co-sign the rumors. She named names. She laid out disturbing details about exactly who was involved in Aaliyah's alleged setup, painting a chilling picture of betrayal, manipulation, and industry silence.
That takes me to when you speak on Aaliyah. People really was honed in when you spoke on Dame Dash, Aaliyah, and you're speaking on something where you're saying, I wish that situation will be investigated further.
No, to be investigated. Period.
Period.
It was never investigated. Hype was never questioned. Lenny Kravitz made a statement, and it was never publicized. She was unconscious. She didn't choose to get on that plane. There were phone calls made. There are witnesses who signed NDAs. Why would you need to sign a non-disclosure agreement about a plane crash and what happened leading up to it? Please, someone answer that.
Do you feel like the night?
Why the f would you need to sign a nigga don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental?
Do you feel like...
Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
And I'm gonna ask you.
A plane crash should be accidental.
Should be.
Why would any testimony about what happened leading up to it need to be covered under a non-disclosure agreement if there wasn't foul play? There are people who did short sales on their stocks right after that, made a lot of fucking money, including Sean Carter. Now I'm going to ask you, why would non-disclosure agreements need to be signed for an accident?
Hey.
There were over 25 non-disclosure agreements cashed out and recorded regarding the death of that beautiful girl and every other human being that died on that plane with her. What the f?
Oh.
Would you need a don't ask for that? And Diddy had Hype Williams the balls. Belly was a money pit.
Question?
And Jay-Z got 10 free videos out of it. And Hype didn't work for free.
Her uncle recently spoke out, and now people are listening again.
If you could go back and change anything, what would you do differently? How would you protect Aaliyah?
Oh, God. That's a good, ugly question. Because there's so many things, so many nights that I've stayed awake, wondering if I had made a plan different, or if I had been there to the video shoot myself.
Now her uncle has broken his away. Silence. And suddenly the world is listening again. His words reignited the fire, bringing fresh eyes and deeper questions back to Aaliyah's story. Because when family speaks, it hits different. And this time, it's impossible to ignore. Aaliyah was a star before she could even drive. She hit the stage as a child, just 14 when her debut album dropped. Behind the scenes, darkness was already creeping in,